my first snow plowing video. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. It's about 8 o'clock at night right now. Going down to the shop to hook up the plow and get set up for this potential snowstorm that we have. We got a pretty good amount of precipitation coming in. I'm out here on Cape Cod and Falmouth, and a lot of times we don't get the snow that they predict. Sometimes we get more, but not that often that happens. The last 2 years have been ridiculously bad for snow plowing. There's only, I think, one plowable event, which when I say plowable is, 3 inches or above. I did do a little bit of 2-inch passes here and there, and did a little bit of snow plowing action, but nothing. It's been going on 3 years now, because the last 2 seasons we haven't had any. It's going on 3 years since I did a full pass on my whole route, because a lot of them I don't do unless we get enough snow to do them. So last year was the worst year in my 24 years of plowing that we've seen for snowfall. We had, like I said, maybe one. Actually, no, last year we had none. The year before that, which would be 2018, we had one event. I think it was like 4 inches that I did about 2/3 of my list. So I have accounts that I haven't been to now, like I said, for 3 years. I have been in contact with most of them, and for the most part, everything's still how it was 3 years ago when we got snow. So it's been a while, and again, we're going down to the shop right now. We're going to hook up, kind of give it a once over, make sure everything's good. I've already done this, but obviously right before you go out, you want to double check. I do have a headlight situation. When I hook up my plow to the truck, my left headlight doesn't work, high or low beam. I've traced the wires, I've checked the bulbs and got down to it. Checked all the connectors, where it comes out of the truck and everything, where I hooked it up. Everything is hooked up the way it should be, and the headlight bulb is good. The connections are good. Basically, I can give it power right over to the isolation module, through all the harness, right to the light, and it comes on. So for whatever reason, the isolation module is not sending power on my left headlight for high or low. This storm is going to, it's supposed to snow all night. It's just starting now, just starting to come down. Hasn't really even amounted to anything yet. It is going to snow all night, and it's supposed to turn to rain at some point early morning, somewhere around 5 a.m. My plan is I'm going to head out right about when the accumulation is stopping and the changeover to rain starts. I'll go ahead and start my my plowing then. So we're down here at the shop, going to get the truck in and hook up the plow. The plow's in the shop. I'm going to go ahead and I got to move the Bobcat out to be able to get the truck in for now. So let me just get these lights set up here, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave the camera rolling while I pull the Bobcat out, and then we'll go ahead and pull in the garage. Cold. Look up for the first time since I originally connected it all. Hoping to be able to get some heat in here, because it's freezing. See how far off I am. see that or not, but only the right-hand headlight is working, high and low. So turn this puppy on, raise her up. Yeah, everything's working fine except for that. So pull this forward just an inch. Shut this door. This is why I planned the shop size that I did. I'm able to fit the whole truck with plow in. All right, got some heat going. Hopefully that's not too loud for the camera. So here's our isolation module. Didn't exactly tie all these wires in as good as I should, but I have a wiring diagram to all of these wires. Some of these are labeled, like this says turn. These blue wires have labels on them. The green hat, some of them were labeled, some of them weren't. These are the ins and the outs from the factory headlights to the plow lights, and this is also some of the plow lights here. So I'm gonna put the lights on, and I'm gonna run a test light and probe into these wires and see if the left headlight is getting power from here. And if there is power here, that tells me that between here and the light there's a disconnection somewhere. If there's no power coming out of here, then I know that the isolation module itself is faulty, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do with it. So port module and all the labeled wires and what they do. So we're looking for left high beam out, left high beam out, left low beam out. Okay. Left low beam out is black wire on the A connector. So A connector, so the black wire down here. What I'm going to do is pull this little clip off so I can get in there without having to deal with the wires. Well, that didn't really help me get in there any. So I'm just going to have to poke the wire. Anytime you poke the wire like this with a test light, you should take some electrical tape or some type of sealant, and even though it's just one little dot, that being exposed to the elements and the salty air can make the wire corrode from the inside. You'll never even see it. So you always want to seal this up at some point. Now, I don't have anything down here, so I'm not going to, but do as I say, not as I do. So here's our test light. And we should be getting power out of that black wire when I put the lights on. Let's give it a shot. Alright, lights on, black wire. Nothing. So, I'm going to make an executive decision. All right, so what this is doing is just bypassing the module, the power that's supposed to go out into this wire to the headlight, and I'm going to connect it right up to the positive on the battery and see if the headlight comes on. Now this is on low beam, and it does. So connecting right here. You can see it on the wall there. So I'm supposed to be getting 12 volts out of this line from the isolation module, and jumping it makes it work. So what that tells me is all the wiring and everything is hooked up good and all set. And again, now I can find which wire, which is probably one of the ones I just snipped, is the right hand side headlight positive, and I can use that and jump it over to this to power the left and the right, because you never want one on and not the other. But again, because I don't want to run two headlights off of one of these wires, because that'd be just an overload for it, I'm going to put a relay in right here. So when the signal comes through the wire for the right hand headlight, it's going to trip the relay, and the relay carries the load for the left headlight, which will be connected directly to the battery or through a fused battery link. So all I need is like a $10 relay, and I'll wire that in, so anytime I put my right headlight on or put the headlights on, it fires the left headlight. So basically it's what this thing does internally anyways, but there's little relays inside, and this is a sealed unit. You can't get into it and replace any of it, so I'd have to replace it. But for now, that's what I'm going to do. If it works out without a problem, I'll probably just leave it like that. In the future, I may find another isolation module. But yeah, the guy I bought it from sold me a faulty module, of course. All right, so what I ended up doing is this yellow wire right here. I tapped into a switch power inside the fuse box right here. So when you turn the key on, we get power through this yellow wire, and that is connecting into this wire that we disconnected. This is supposed to be the power feed going out to the left headlight on the plow. So I'm just running the power directly. So when you turn your key on and when it's running, I check to make sure that it wasn't just in the on position. It's sending power through this lead, which will leave the light on. So I can't shut that light off, but that's fine while I have the plow hooked up and everything. I usually leave the headlights on day or night regardless, so it's not a big deal. So for at least this storm, until I can either replace the control module or at least set up a relay that runs off the other power side. Like I said, I mean, it might even work if I just use the same power out that's going to that headlight and run both of them, especially if I went with like LED low power light bulbs. I could probably just run them off that same power source, and of course I have no high beams right now. I'd have to run another separate wire to run the high beams, but low beams is fine. I don't really need high beams, not a big deal. I'm used to plowing with way worse. So these are the newer style headlights, not the old square boxy ones, so they're pretty bright. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on, and then I'll put the lights on so you can see the process and what I had to do to get our headlights, because I didn't want to be driving down the road and only have one headlight. So hopefully you can see that in camera. I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on. We'll put the plow up and key on. I believe that's just the left headlight, correct? Yeah. And now when I turn the other headlights on, now I get both. So that should be that should get me through this storm. Just in that time we've been working on this, it's a pretty good coating on the ground already. We've only been here for maybe 45 minutes. Another look at the Bobcat. I don't think I got it up on video since I put the rest of the decals on. Of course, we're covered in snow now, but I ended up getting all the decals on. I got this here, phone number, the side ones here, got the logo up on the back window, repainted this back door, which came out really nice and shiny. Looks good. The website address here, got that decal on. Same on this side. I think it came out good. Next thing I need to do is repaint that area in there where it's all rusty, and call that good enough for now. But yeah, so there's what I try to tell you guys. Sometimes, you know, if you got people out there that are paying mechanics and stuff to work on your own stuff, it helps to know some of your basic wiring. You know, positive and negative is pretty much all you need to know for the most part of everything on a vehicle. It's a 12-volt system. You're not going to hurt yourself. Just don't cross wires. Luckily, we got all those lights working, so we're ready for this. But yeah, we haven't seen snow here, and this is about all we've seen over the last couple years besides one storm. So looking forward to it. Hopefully, we're going to get out and make some money. And we've certainly been spending some money. It's time to make some money. This is going to shut the cleanups down for a little while, but it shouldn't be too bad because it's supposed to turn to rain for a little while. Hopefully half of it will disappear pretty quickly, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll have a part 2. We'll take you out when I'm doing some plowing tomorrow morning. I'm gonna go home and get some rest, and hopefully it'll be mostly daylight so I can actually get some good video. All right, we're in the truck. We've got headlights. We've got a working plow. Again, this is, if you're just tuning in, this is the first time we've plowed with this truck and this plow. Put it together about a month ago. And I have used this plow on another truck before, but I bought the mounts and the wiring, 2 separate places, 2 separate people on Facebook Marketplace. I believe it was for both of them, or maybe Craigslist. But we're leaving the shop now. Gonna go home and get some sleep for a few hours anyways. And any of you guys out there that snowplow know that it's really hard to get any sleep with the anticipation of a storm. Kind of always looking out the window to see, you know, how hard it's coming down, how much. I found myself over the last 2 years that we, might as well hit 4-wheel drive, that we didn't get snow. I spent a lot of time looking out the windows and waking up or trying to fall asleep in the morning, and only to find out that it just didn't snow like they said it was going to. Just didn't mound up. And a lot of times what would happen is we'd get the precipitation, but it would be right on the rain snow temperature line, and it just wouldn't add up. And you know, sometimes you get maybe the 3 inches that we need for a trigger will be on the grass areas and stuff, but you know, you're not plowing grass, so it's the blacktop you're plowing. So cement and asphalt surfaces, sometimes it just doesn't stick as well, depending on the ground temperature. So this storm looks promising. I'm pretty sure we're going to have plowable snow by the morning. It's going to be pretty cold tonight, slowly rising up about a degree an hour. Well, about a degree every 2 hours. And it's going to work its way up, like I said, right around to the rain snow line about 5 a.m. I've seen it snowing even 35, 36 degrees, but it just won't really continue to add up at that point because the moisture levels so much in the snow. So all I wanted to do is kind of take you guys along, and you can see the behind the scenes stuff. You know, customers see you show up and plow their driveway, you know, in 3 minutes, and charge them, you know, $50 or, you know, whatever your rate is for a standard small driveway. And what they don't see is the sleepless nights, the hooking the plow up, making sure everything's working, the expense of buying this stuff. You know, to be a reliable plow person, you really need to pay attention to what's going on and make sure that you're able to take care of people and have a backup plan. I've networked with a couple of my buddies that we're kind of backups for each other in case we have breakdowns and we need to get each other's accounts done. A couple of the small businesses in the area that I could call upon to plow a few of my accounts in a pinch if I need be, in exchange for me taking care of theirs if they need it. So that works out for people that only have one or two trucks or whatever, and if there's a chance that you might have an issue or a breakdown, even with new equipment, you can have breakdowns. So so that takes care of that aspect as far as being able to get there no matter what happens. So, but yeah, it's there can be a lot of good money in snow plowing, no doubt. But certainly in my area where it doesn't snow near as much, you kind of need to to hold on to this equipment and take that gamble throughout year after year after year, being there as a reliable person to take care of people's driveways and parking lots and stuff. You need to be rewarded for it, or it's what's the sense of doing it? And that's why it may seem expensive sometimes for plowing for the time that's spent, but think of the time it takes to get to there. You're driving out in the middle of a snowstorm where everybody else is home in bed or home drinking hot chocolate. You're out in the midst of a nasty snowstorm, risking your life, down tree limbs and power wires and all kinds of stuff to take care of somebody's driveway, just so they can get out if they need to get to the store or go to the hospital if there's an emergency or whatever. So it is what it is. That's why prices are what they are with snow plowing. As a matter of fact, I think their prices are low, for that matter, for what you have to go through. So I choose to do it because it's one of the only services that I can provide in the winter. I've already got a client base for all my landscaping, so why not? They need somebody, why not be me? I've got the time to dedicate to it in the winter, and so that's what's kept me doing it year after year. But it's getting to the point now where unless we get a couple of really good profitable years, I'm probably going to get out of it, and while I still have some life left, I'm going to probably start spending some of my winters in southern states and warmer areas. Step one was buying that camper. If this looked like it wasn't going to be a good snowy winter, I might have jumped ship and called up some accounts and told them, look, find somebody else, and give them plenty of warning, and hopefully they could find somebody. Or worst case, my buddies that are backup would take the accounts over for this season. I wouldn't want to leave anybody hanging, but at the same time, if it looked like it wasn't going to snow, I'm out of here. I'm about done. But so far, so good. It looks like if we're getting a storm, right, it's mid-December, we can get a storm or two in December here, and a storm or two in January, I'll be happy. Hopefully that's the case, and that's what does happen. We'll see. But yeah, this is basically riding alongside of a snowplow operator and the things that we need to deal with. So that's about all I really have to say for now until the morning. Like I said, I'll probably won't turn the camera on. I might turn the camera on when we start out in the morning. It's probably going to be dark. We'll take a look at what we get. I'm thinking we're going to get 4 to 6 inches by morning, and we'll go ahead and we'll head out. We'll start with my own driveway, plow that out, and then we'll start hitting a few accounts and hopefully get some footage of that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Just pulling into the house. Just in that time driving back from the shop, it really started coming down pretty good. Kind of give you an idea. It's starting to stick now, so that's a good sign for accumulation. So. And here it is, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Looking pretty promising, right? We just got back to the house. This is maybe 15 minutes after the last clip that you saw. And I checked the radar. This is just a repeat of what continues to happen to me in this area. I'll show you. This is the alert that they have out Winter storm warning remains in effect from 7, blah, blah, blah. What? Heavy snow expected, total accumulation 6 to 11 inches, wind gust as high as 55. Okay, that's for this area, East Falmouth, okay? And I click on it. Let me get to the radar. Show you, this is where I am right here. Oop. Hate when it does that. Oh, now it's going to change the radar. That's not what I want to see. So this is Massachusetts, this is Cape Cod, this is where I am, right out here. Everything's looking good, snow, plenty of snow, the rain snow line's way down here, everything looks fine. And this is slowly supposed to work its way up to rain. I went and looked at the hourly. Now this is totally different when I just left to go down and hook up the plow. This is what makes snow disappear. Hook your plow up, get all set, ready to go for a storm, guaranteed it'll change. Still says the same thing. However, I'm now looking at the hourly. It is 10:15 right now, p.m. It says as of midnight, rain, freezing rain. 1 a.m., rain, wind. Look at the temperature, 32, 33, 35, 36, rain, wind. When I left to go to the shop, pick up the plow, this said snow, up until right about here, and it said sleet and mix, and it wasn't supposed to turn to rain till about noontime. So they just updated this forecast and showing all rain. So if it's going to turn to rain within an hour and a half, and then basically rain throughout the night, not be any accumulation, again, no plowable snow. So this might be another repeat of the last 2 years. This is about all we're going to see. So we'll see what happens. I'll update you on a next video and see if we got any plow footage, but it doesn't look good now. So I just wanted to put that in this video just so you can kind of take the ride with me and the emotion roller coaster of how it is in snowplowing. Have a good one, guys.